Welcome to the Elegant Adventure Sagas. Brought to you by Voices That You Hate. Voices. The look on Steven's face was worth it. That explained I dialed in late, and he turned on show.
Anyway, I'm back. So when we were here last, you finished off the level, which is kind of awesome. Well, that's not true. You didn't finish off shit. You said fuck it, and you decided to, you ended the level. So you cleared the ice. Now it's not a perfect precision cut down these stairs. You actually, you've blown holes, all the way down the stairway, and you've noticed that it's tolerable. So who has cold protection on right now?
You mean like a blanket?
I've got the. We juiced me up before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm blowing up the tunnel.
Yeah. So if you're not wearing, moderate winter gear, you'll start to feel some effects of the cold in about 15 minutes. Right. Not like your fingers are gonna fall off or anything, but it's still like it's ice, right? Like you're in an ice box. Right. So if you're wearing your Bermuda shorts and a Tommy Bahama, Hawaiian shirt, probably not the best idea.
Have I still got all my anti-cold business going on? Or does that expire?
It expired because of the number of days it's been, but and because I turned on the server to get the stuff turned on, so it probably timed out. But if you tell me what it is, we'll just role play it. Right, because you had, how long it was good for?
I think the potion was an hour. And then you had the mushrooms on top of it, right? So you were like absolutely resistant to cold.
God damn it, I forgot to update my settings so cameraman doesn't show up, but I have coded it. So do not vote for cameraman.
Or Thomas.
I tell you.
Did you fix the dice too?
What was wrong with the dice? Oh, the rolls? I pinged people and no one told me what was wrong. I couldn't remember. Hopefully that's fixed though.
Too many ones.
Who did not vote? We're still waiting for Mr. Gay.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, people are slacking me at work. That's why I'm looking on the camera. Oh, cameraman? Why do you have to
Not cameraman.
I always pick the same person.
Look at that, Fabi's the leader.
You guys are gonna make me not want to play.
I'm gonna tell you.
4 more years. 4 more years.
Yeah,
No.
Nick got one vote. I mean,
That was probably Fabia.
It was, because I knew I was getting voted. And I was not voting for myself.
Okay, next time you vote for the cameraman.
Seriously.
It's a bitch genuine cameraman.
all right. Whoops. Somehow I just closed quest sound. 1 second. Fun. Q. Where's Q? Q is for quests. There we are. They're back. All right. So Fabia, you are Das Leader. Do you want to? Were you here last week?
No.
Can someone loop Fabia in? I mean, I can give you the general gist. You guys
Melted ice.
leveraged a lot of shit that blows up, and you blew up the ice, making your way down. So
I was here for that. I wasn't here for last week.
oh no, last week was me just lamenting life. So no one missed anything last week. So I guess when we were
okay.
officially here, you done blowed up some ice.
Yeah, I was
So-
here for
so-
the ice blowing up.
And were you here for the upgrade of Zippy and
No.
said self? All right, so Zippy's.
No.
So Zippy has a better image. Look how he's not so tiny anymore. I mean, he's tiny, but he's
Yeah.
relatively normal. He's also been upgraded. You can ask Mr. Williams, who I've got to remove his ownership from him. Did anyone else play anybody last week so I can remove your ownership while I'm in here?
No, not last week. I don't think anyone played any. Oh, the only one was Zippy.
Mm-hmm.
Zippy. And is anyone willing to run Noodle?
Sure, I'll run her.
All right, thank you, sir. You're now running a noodle. So when you're looking at party view, you should see that both of your characters are selected in blah 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 blah. Feel free to tweak away. So anyway, so you guys were here. You're at the top of the stairway. The stairway is very ice covered, right? So it's as precise as blowing shit up can be. There's plenty of room for all of you to get through with your gear on, but it's not like it carved stairs into the stairs, right? So you're looking right now at like a 100+ foot ice chute into the unknown. And I'll just leave that with your leader, Fabia. What are you guys gonna do?
We're gonna go down the stairs, right? That's the plan.
No, you're gonna go down. The stairs are not stairable.
What do you mean?
Imagine a tunnel of ice that has been exploded, right? And it didn't create clean stairs for you to walk on. It just you've just blown holes in the ice. So you can. It's not that you can't navigate it. There's plenty of room. It's just what I'm telling you is that it's 100 feet down. It's probably about a 30 at points, 30 to 40 degree angle, heading down, and at 100 feet. And I'd have to do the physics to see how fast Karen would accelerate if she stepped onto an ice slide.
Oh, so it's a slide and not stairs.
Yeah. So yeah. The bottom line is that like the stairs are still covered in ice. Like it's like some of them are showing, right? Probably just enough to like do some serious tailbone damage if you fall down and slide. But it's not. You guys didn't blow it up clean.
What if we got one of them? Do you remember that grenade that put everybody in a bubble? What if
Yes.
we bubble grenaded ourselves?
Down?
Rolled it down. Wouldn't it protect us like one of those like bouncy ball things where you get inside and then you...
But will that fit down the stairs?
We can try.
God, we get stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could use a couple of immovable rods and the hundreds of feet of hemp rope that we have.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I like that idea.
I think that's a very good idea.
I think that's better than my bubble grenade.
Is my...
It sounds like you are saying butthole grenade.
Can we use our Santa hats?
Actually, that's even better.
But I thought... But don't we have to know where we're going to use the Santa hats or no?
Well, one person... Yeah.
One person can get down and then...
Yeah.
I miss... Like, I look forward to you guys problem solving every fucking week. I just love sitting here. I don't do anything, just listen to you guys like, what if we bubble our way down the tunnel? It's not a phrase I expected to hear today. I'm gonna use that in my next interview. So what would you do to solve the problem? I thought, I'd consider bubbling my way through the problem, honestly.
Yeah.
So does everyone have an immovable rod?
Damn near.
Yeah.
Seriously?
I think we just need one.
Raise your hand if you have one.
I mean, I have the Rod of Lordly Might.
At least one.
So we've got.
So that's not an immovable rod, Alicia, just so you know. I mean,
It is though.
But it is. That's one of the things.
Is it really?
Yep.
So
Let me double check that.
I can do an entire podcast on stupid decisions I made in a moment that have had ripple effects on the last 5 years. Oh, by the way, happy anniversary, everybody. It's been 5 years.
Really? Yay!
Yeah. 5 years, ain't divorced yet.
Let's see.
So, Alicia, Fabi, I'm letting you lead, so you lead.
I'm trying to read my Rod of Lordly Might.
That's okay. We can save that. Like I think all we really need is one.
Yeah, I think we just need one and a bunch
top.
of rope.
And
Okay.
Oh,
And-
we could also, Alicia, have Zippy fly down and scout,
That's true.
just so
No.
somebody doesn't get all the way down there and get immediately ganked.
That's true. And I wonder if I gotta look at my pass without a trace spell, because I could put that on all of us to go down there.
You should bring that to Disney. That'll be really handy.
It would be.
So now can Zippy stay invisible like he was before, but I have to stay within eye shot of him? Or what is the...
Oh, it's so complicated. So you've got an invisibility ability, but invisibility doesn't last forever. But there's also stealth, and you can hide, which I think puts you in stealth. I don't know. I still don't totally get how they all fit together. But basically Zippy should be able to hide pretty well, even if he's not totally invisible. Especially in a cave.
Yeah. So here's what it is, Alicia. I mean, Fabio. Sorry. I'm used to real names. So the way it works is that he can move around just like he always did. Except there needed to be, because you're going to get a lot of benefit of his level, right? Because he's no longer like a little cockroach. There were some trade-offs. So one is that telepathy works a little bit differently, and some of the he can't be invisible forever, right?
Okay.
So you can't just like he's invisible then like 3 hours later. So there's like a burn down, but then Cliff, I'm sorry, no, Cliff is the person. Then Cliff upgraded him for you.
Okay.
And then chose a bunch of things that either extend or complicate the rules of Little Zippy, right? So, yeah, you're gonna want to read if you go to the biography tab, the little feather in his character sheet. His backstory is there now for you because he's a real person. He's a real character.
Okay.
And then if you look at on that, it has a lot of the like his shape changer, right? What he can do with, and you never do that, but like he can shape change.
Right.
What else?
He's like telekinetic now, so he can push things and do things kind of like at distances away from him, so he can push people, or like he has a mage hand he can cast, so he could like pick somebody's pocket from across the room.
Right.
Oh, that's fun.
Or push somebody off a cliff.
Yeah. So there's a lot more to him now than there was before. So you want to read. So he's more usable. He's less fragile, but he also has inventory. So you'll want to look at that. For instance, he now has a trident, a dagger, and a short bow.
I did see that he had a trident. I was like, okay.
He's got to have a trident, right? I mean, he also has some custom leather, right? They don't make imp leather. They don't make imp rogue armor.
Right.
So it was custom made for him. He has the inventory that you gave him, but he also has thieves' tools, so he can actually lockpick like you, because he's a rogue,
Sweet.
right? Wasn't that the idea?
Yeah.
And he has a burglar pack, right? And if there's anything missing, Cliff, you may have, I don't know if we identified anything else that was missing, but he is what he is. Now, our goal was to keep him kind of simple, because he shouldn't be like another character that's playing, right? He should be, your companion, but he does get a turn now.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. So he gets a full on.
Did we ever figure out his speed?
His speed is.
He had 2 abilities that should have added to his speed, and
yeah, I think we have to. I think we have to role play that, because it's not showing up automatically, unless they fixed it.
It says fly 40, walk 20.
Oh yeah, I think.
But he actually gets
like 60.
I think he gets 30 now, right? Or is it he gets 60?
Well, he has 2 abilities to add. I can't remember if they added 10 each or if they had 20 each.
The mobile
Probably
feature, it says the mobile is you are exceptionally speedy and agile. Your speed increases by 10 feet.
By 10. Okay, so I think
that goes to 40.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes to 30.
Yeah, and then he has another one that gives another 10. So I think it should be 40 walking speed.
So the other thing is that it's he has detect thoughts, right? Is one of his at will things.
Mm-hmm.
So the way it works now is like you can't send him, I believe, and Cliff, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you can't have a conversation with him. But he can report back. You can like go say do a thing, and he can go do a thing. But it's not like you can like walkie-talkie him, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sure as you try to do things, I'll be like, no, you can't do that anymore, and then we'll have that conversation.
That's fun.
All right.
So he's no longer a familiar. Or
He's a
is he-
companion. He's a companion.
Okay.
He's almost like a child. But he is evil. Don't forget that.
Right.
I mean, you should read it. You should read his backstory because it tells you where he came from, Fabia.
Yeah.
And he like my assumption was he shared this with you over the past 4 years.
Yeah.
And like there's some really important lines that you read in his backstory, especially around, he might sneak off at night and tell your enemies what's going on. Just saying. All right. So
All right.
now what?
Rod, rope. Are we doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your plan?
You want Zippy to go down there?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, I guess we
Alicia,
can-
can you tell me the plan so I understand? So if you need to roll for something.
We were gonna have Zippy go down there and kind of scout before
Okay.
everyone drops down in.
All right.
The-
Then I'll pull you down there, Alicia.
With the rods and whatnot.
Pull to scene. And then you should see.
I do see.
Wait a minute. Are you? Hold on. I have things.
see
You
lots.
see stuff you shouldn't see. So close
Yeah.
your eyes. Damn it.
I will
Fudge
avert.
sickles. I bet I have a check. Yes, that's checked. God damn it. It'll go away in just a second.
Okie doke.
I'm glad I didn't invite everyone down here. They've updated so many things that it's now confusing. And we aren't on 13 yet, in case anyone cares.
13.
Okay, that version 13 of the system.
Ah.
Update light. Advanced options. Update light. So there's an option now that something can provide vision. You can provide light and vision for you, but it ignores walls.
Oh.
So I'm not exactly sure like why you would want that ever. Okay, now how about now?
So I can see like a bottom of the stairs, and then it kind of goes off to our left.
To the east. Okay, yeah, that's what you should be able to see.
And I don't.
And if you click Zippy, what happens?
It turns red.
Yeah, because that's his vision.
Okay.
He's evil. All right. So that's what you can see. So and then ignore the fact that everyone's with you. I was just ready for you guys to come downstairs.
Okay.
But it's just Zippy. So if you want to, it's
Can I
within
move
100
him?
feet. You can move him. I'm gonna have to put on free move.
Oh,
You
okay.
can move him, but I believe Cliff, do you remember how far the radius of interaction was?
Oh, for telepathy? I do not.
I think I saw something. It was like around 30 feet, so not too far.
Yeah, so I think that you could have commanded him to go like up, 100 feet beyond the stairway, and then that's about it. So let me put on free move for you. Oops, wrong one. you go. So as you come around the corner, you see it's a sort of a long entryway with a couple of statues and a door to the east and double doors to the north.
Yes. Is there more ice down here?
It's very cold, so everything is covered in frost or ice or what have you. But it's very cold. Like Zippy's not having it.
He has cold resistance, though.
Yeah, but he just hates cold.
Right. So, does he get any, like, feeling that it would be bad for all of us to drop in? Right here?
No, let me.
For death.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do this for you. So Zippy, and have him roll. In the chat is a roll, please. All right, 18, because he has some perception buff, because he's a character now. Yeah, so he kind of digs the two statues that are flanking the doors. Like they're like right up his alley with sort of macabre, sort of evil, creepy goodness. Really loves the sort of the skeletal look they have, but he doesn't feel like there's anything inherently dangerous. He doesn't sense any traps. Doesn't hear anything overly ominous other than just the sounds of the area. Right, you're deeper underground. It's very cold. He occasionally hears what sounds like a little bit of water running, probably maybe ice melting. Right, because you guys have done some of the blowing up of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do we want to go down?
Let's do it.
All right.
Right.
Yep.
So do tell, how are you all going down?
Movable rods and rope?
Yeah, that sounds good. Like what does that mean?
So I'm
Like-
shoving in a
You got a rod. You got the rope.
I'm shoving an immovable rod into the eye, like a stake.
Is there a ceiling to it?
Yeah, you've got anywhere. It varies from 8 feet to 10 feet in blown up goodness. Can you recall your movable rod without touching it?
No.
No. No, so I would just leave it
So
there.
you're gonna leave them?
No, one of them.
Yeah, we only need one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave mine.
Well, I
Alright.
have 3 of them, so I will
Oh.
just subtract
Oh,
one.
Yes.
I'm such a bad GM, you guys.
You could try that thing when you get to the bottom where you just jiggle the rope until
Yeah,
it comes
just
loose.
come on. Or what we could do is we could use her Rodley Lord of Might and just rip. We could just, because I think it takes a certain amount of force, and I think the Rod of Lordly Might produces that same amount of force. We could recall it if we wanted to.
No, it's still buttons that you have to hit on it.
Yeah.
We could leave
Right.
dynamite on a timed fuse.
Yes.
Are you doing
Okay.
any of these things, you guys? I'm just curious.
Just the movable rod.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
then-
you have an immovable rod, and then you're gonna have a rope going down from it. Is that the idea?
Or maybe a couple, because how long did you say it was? I don't
A
have.
little over 100. Little over 100 feet.
Okay, so we'll
I've
probably
got-
need at least.
250 feet of rope.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Well, I have 250 feet of hempen rope. I also have a rope of climbing and a silk rope. So
Fancy.
I just wanted to show off. And some twin.
When he uses it, he's required to tell you about how awesome hemp is as a
Yeah.
product.
Yes.
Good
All right.
for the environment.
All right.
So you guys see Karen taking the rope and knotting it up and testing the ties.
Should
Go ahead.
I cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us before we start this?
I forget what passive without a trace does.
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10 bonus to dexterity, stealth checks, and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of passage.
Yes. I agree with that.
And it's for an hour.
Nice.
Could they smell your farts if you farted when you were farting?
Ooh.
Oh my god, I would love that for our 2 dogs.
Yeah.
But it would be called Gas Without a Trace.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So then tell me specifically, Bing, you go first. What are you doing with your rod?
Well,
I thought it's Nick's rod.
yeah, it's my
That's
rod.
a very personal question.
I noticed your lights are low tonight.
Yeah,
Lightless pants tonight.
cinematic, okay. So
I have-
no, so it's Nick who is rotting things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. No. Yeah, I've already subtracted one of my rods from my pack, and I am
Alright.
chiseling it into the ice, kind of upright, much like you would a stake in the ground.
Okay.
And I think we're knotting at least 150 feet of Karen's rope, and then
So is it going into the ceiling, the wall, the floor? Where's it going?
the floor.
Okay. So basically, you have a nice anchor. Is what you're doing. You're putting an anchor in there.
Yeah. Nicely.
But that
It's
is
expensive,
immovable.
usually
that is
rare anchor, but
immovable.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
all right. So you put your rod down, and then Karen, you're attaching said
Rope.
rope.
Yeah. So 150 feet of rope, expertly joined in 50-foot segments, and
The dice will be the judge of that.
yeah, we should go down one at a time too. By the way,
Where is Zippy, Fabio? Is he still down there? Are you so Alicia, you see your little character sees the end of a rope just sort of like tumble down and land at the bottom of the stairs. And I guess in your mind's eye you see the same. All right. So 150 feet. We're going to make it 3 rolls. These are going to be acrobatics, and there's only one number that you don't want to see. Because you've heard the stories of Half Dome, right? Where it's not a hard hike, but someone does something stupid and falls down and then hits 6 people below them. So the question is, what is the marching order for the group? Can you guys, free movement is on, can you stack in the order that you want?
But we're not all going down at once. We're going down one at a time.
One at a time, but at least in what order?
Honestly, Karen and I should go last since we have luck points, so we can like re-roll.
Well, yeah,
Listen to
but
that.
in
This-
case there's a bad guy down there, somebody
go first.
non-squishy should probably go first.
yeah. Yeah, Karen can go down first, and then I also worry
Okay.
about Karen falling and running into everybody else.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So I just want to make sure I've got the plan locked in because I don't want to assume because it makes an ass of mostly me. You're going down, and then after what? When will the next person start?
So when we get out of the bottom, we should do a couple of tugs to let people at the top know you can go down,
Okay.
and then the next person will do.
Awesome. So, Karen, you're first. So then I'm going to undo what I was doing, and you're going to roll this one at yourself. So will be not a nature check. That would be weird.
Should I cast the Pass Without a Trace spell before we do this?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do that. Go for it.
That's a great idea.
Do or do not do. I watched all of the Star Wars movies, including the animated Clone Wars movie, in a row over the weekend.
Dang, impressive.
Because my life is empty.
Oh, Thomas.
I mean, I could fill your life up with a whole bunch of shit, Tom. It wouldn't pay anything, but
I was gonna say, if that shit is bags of money or gold or gems, I'll do it.
yeah, it's not. It's just work.
Are we past?
All right. Are you guys
Right.
locked? I'm not looking at the same scene. All right,
I
Karen.
cast Pass Without a Trace.
Pass
we're all-
gas without a trace. Got it.
Enveloped.
Oh, dude, we get a +10 bonus to dexterity checks too, which
Yeah,
seems relevant to going down the route.
that
Yep.
is right.
Oh,
Nice.
that's genius.
All right. So request roll. Boom. And on your roll thing,
Actually, I'm
um,
gonna do this too. There we go. I cast Blade
Did-
Song as well.
all right. Well, Karen, your roll is in the chat.
Mhm.
And in the roll, it should allow you to add that buff to it.
Oh, I didn't see it,
All right.
but I passed.
And then we do it again. It's every 50 feet. Actually, we only have to do it twice. And I toyed with remember this roll, and I did not code it. That was stupid. And it's not Arcana, it's Acrobatics, and request roll.
What do I add to it?
10.
It's +10.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I have that as an option.
Oh, but I can add it under the situational bonus, right? Do I
Wait,
just
hold
add
on. You always get +10?
No, it's because of this Pass Without a Trace
Okay, so
that I cast.
the only thing that would negate a +10 is a fumble, like a natural 1.
Yeah.
So all we're doing is you're rolling to not get a
it? Yeah,
natural
so it
1.
doesn't even matter. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty good. All right, so Karen, you are now down. Full to scene. Next up,
Want me to go?
who's going next? Skylar? Is that what I just heard?
Yep.
All right. And here comes your roll number 1. You just don't want to fumble.
I'll just roll. I know I had some advantage on this stuff, but I'll find it in my.
It doesn't. It's just a fumble roll. You just don't want to get a 1. And it's a fumble. A fumble's natural. It doesn't matter if you have buffs on it.
And
There's
I
your
do
second one. Yep. Jesus Christ, 27s. All right. So let me bring you in to the mix. So you make your way. You guys both make your. It's like a little bumpy, right? You hit some bumps. A little bit of stair turbulence, if you will. Bring it to the scene. All right. You should be loading. But otherwise, not too bad. On your way down, you do see you saw what looks like dwarves. You saw helmets. You saw other objects sort of frozen in the ice, as if things had been making their way down. That's one of the things that you did notice, Karen, when you went down, is that it looked like things were trying to come down, not necessarily up. And who is next?
I can go.
Aight. Favia, please roll.
By the way, the feature is called Indomitable Thomas. It lets me re-roll a saving throw.
That's kind of awesome. Acrobatics, 1 request. I have a little option in rolls I can check that says, tell me about this roll. So, and then it gives you a link also to the SRD, in case you guys ever wondered about the rolls. You made it down. Let me bring Fabia onto the thing. So you're at about here, and I'm going to bring you to the board. And up next is.
I'll go.
All right, Mr. Nick. Do Not Fumble is the name of the game. This is acrobatics. On request roll. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. One more for Nikki. Nikki Poo. No relation to Witchy Poo, which most of you don't know what I'm talking about.
Witchy the Pooh. Witchy the Pooh.
Puffin stuff.
Yeah, you try puffing stuff.
Everyone knows that.
All right. So Nick, the stairs are getting crowded. Free movement is on, but I wouldn't move too far. It's up to you guys. Let me pull you into the scene. And pull to scene. I almost banned you just now accidentally, Nick.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, up next is
Noodle or Skylar? Or Cyrus. Right?
Go Noodle.
Go Noodle, go Noodle, go. All right, Noodle. I have a better idea. I like this idea. And we're gonna do this. Fabia. Wait, Fabia, are you already down?
Yeah.
There's 2 Fabias on screen. Okay, let's get rid of this thought. We can't have 2 Fabias, so it's just Noodle. It's just now Noodle and Bing that's left, right?
Yeah.
Acrobatics. I'm gonna have them both roll, and it's a 1.
Why
And
am I not seeing anyone has actually moved?
We're at the bottom.
oh, I can do that job. Hold on.
Oh, that's okay. No, I'm just curious. Should I or not?
Well, I mean, you will now because I'm gonna remove them. I just haven't deleted their characters from that level yet.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like you both succeeded in your last roll. I can't believe no one's fumbled. This is, I think, the longest you guys have ever went without fumbling.
It went.
Request.
Again?
Yep,
You
it's
have
2
to do it
rolls.
twice.
No whammies.
Damn.
No whammies.
Not only that, crit. Is that Noodle that critted?
Yeah,
Yes.
Noodle. She's like
Noodle
pulling
about-
those crazy like climber moves, you know, where they like, do a figure 4 with their knee and turn upside down and shit.
It's like Naruto where they're running on walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like the Matrix
you
when
see-
he like
All right, are you guys all on the scene?
Yes. Extinguish my torch.
All right. So yeah, you guys saw Noodle, like, she didn't even have a hold of the line. She's just like, snowboarding on her shoes, like, I guess shoeboarding her way down, doing loop-de-loops, whatever, what do you call them? Tunnels, corkscrews, right? And then just slides right out onto the stairs. It's like, ta-da. So good. So you're now all down here. And what in the world could it be? Well, let's look at the chat.
Woo.
So, welcome to the Frozen Descent. Right? So the air sort of shifts as you guys slide into the stairwell. There's a biting cold. It radiates from the stone itself, right? As if the frost remembers why it was cast. Each step down, or slide down, feels like crossing an invisible barrier between memory and regret. The ice that once blocked this passage has now been broken, but its magic lingers, right? Like a warning. Somewhere deep in the deep, the groan of the stone, you swear you hear a sigh, too human to be wind. The cold presses inward, not just around your armor, but into your thoughts. And you think to you guys yourselves, like, the Lich, stood here once, her hand on the wall, whispering something only the stone remembers. her power turned sorrow to ice, sealing away the path that she could not walk herself. Now, you tread in her place. So, welcome to the throne of the Ice Lich.
Wait, it's a she?
That changes everything.
This is so woke, Thomas.
It is a she, and
Alright.
if you and you didn't explore the rest of that other level, so I can't tell you some things. But what Noodle did discover at one point was that there was an Ice Lich that was preventing people from coming up or going down because of what was deeper in the levels, right? So,
I do
this is not
vaguely
Hesperius.
remember that.
Just briefly.
This is why I'm adding the codex, you guys.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mark, did you miss all of the what things I've added?
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm looking at. The
You'll figure it out.
articles and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a codex, there's shared notes, which is kind of lame. And then quest management, which is kind of awesome. All right. So, you guys are at the bottom. And it is a bit ominous. I will give you a little bit of I can show you the picture. Here you go.
Oh man,
Cool.
that's kind of awesome. Cold.
It's very cold. And, you guys have your protections on, but it's not like you guys are super warm. Like, it is, you feel it for sure.
There's
do have
2
torch.
doors down here and then 2 statues. We do a perception or
You can. As a matter of fact, we'll do a perception. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead, since this is just an entryway meets the real narrative. Right. So as Skylar pointed out, right, this sort of hallway opens up into this sort of broader chamber, and sort of on the north wall, there's a large door that's flanked by 2 towering statues. They're hooded, skeletal, and gripping great swords in reverence. Between them lies a set of imposing doors. Their surfaces are etched with, layers of sigils of warding pain and time-worn magic. The air here is unnaturally still. It's dense. There's a faint magical hum that sort of permeates the space. I don't know what you guys are hearing, but you should actually be hearing that because I literally did code it. Interestingly, the chill in this chamber is a little bit different. It's not as biting, but it almost feels sad. Now, these are statues. Like, these watchers do not move, but their presence is palatable, as though they still remember what they were before becoming hollow protectors. Between them lies not just a door, but a decision, to understand or to conquer. And in your mind, you don't actually hear this, but in your mind you hear, she could not destroy them. Do you think you can? And the other is, turn away. This is not your sorrow.
Well, do you think we can get her help? I mean, if this is not the lich we're looking for, do we think we can get her help somehow?
From what I remember from liches is that they have foregone all sort of reality in this realm in search for they give up their entire soul and their entire being to whatever they
In the service of whatever power.
they want. So I highly doubt it.
So Nick,
the dice.
you need to roll.
Oh.
You guys asked for a perception.
No. Nice.
And of course, because my group rolls don't work, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 3. You're good, so you succeed as a group. So, yeah, you hear. Let me go down to this stuff here. You see these statues. They're sort of a faint glowing to their sort of eye sockets. The area just radiates magic. You smell the sort of faint hint of scorched incense and maybe iron, right? There's this audible sort of magical hum. You hear this occasional creak of stone as if something once moved here long ago. It's very cold, but it's sort of static. It's kind of a biting chill. It's like wildly uncomfortable, but it's not like you're out in the snow. The ceilings here are roughly about 25 feet high, and the stone, all surfaces are covered in either some sort of a frost or some sort of an ice. You don't hear anything specific. You see what you see. Those of you who have made your way down the stairs, you can see what you see. That's about all you're going to get, even with your strong 22, Karen. But yeah, you have 2 statues, eyes are glowing, lots of magics.
And no traps?
Nope. Well, that's a perception. Did you want to investigate?
Oh yeah, investigate. I just want to know if I'm going to walk into a trap.
Well, trap is subjective, so...
Maybe we're already in the trap.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
Man's trap is another man's career.
yeah, right.
Oh, group roll. Dang. Okay, Thomas.
Jesus Christ. 4s all around.
I really
We
want to
got
know why the
4.
group roll doesn't work, but yeah. Success. No traps per se, at least from where you are, right? If you get closer to the skeletons or the doors, you might learn something different. But if the area that you've investigated, nothing spectacular. And feel free to move.
And the skeletons are the statues?
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the statues. I should say statues, not skeletons.
How close do we have to get to redo a perception? Get it go Favia. Getting in there.
Probably in like within another 20 feet. I mean, perception is not going to tell you much more. You're probably looking at investigation or arcana.
Yeah. I would like to do. Oh well, I guess it wouldn't really. It's not really going to tell me anything. Never mind.
That's 10 feet, Thomas. Should I go another 10 feet?
No, you're close enough. What do you want? Are you trying to sort of? Is it insight you're looking for, or is it investing? Like you're trying to understand if there's traps, or is it magic?
Traps.
Like what are you trying?
Traps.
Traps. All right. So there you be. Skylar. That would just be a straightforward investigation. All right, in the chat.
Look at the big
Nice.
brain on Skylar.
Awesome. Yeah. So, you feel after investigating, you don't sense any physical traps. Right,
I'd
so
like
there's
to
no-
do I'd like to do an Arcana check on these, on these statues, or at least the one closest to us, to see if it's would potentially become animate, or if it is sentient in any way.
All right, let's do it. Wait, hold on. It is a Arcana 15.
By the way, while you're doing that, did you notice there's behind this one statue where I am, there's something like a hole in the wall?
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
bad. That's bad level design.
Wow. Can we fit through bad level design?
Oh wait, did it go away just now? Maybe.
Did.
It
Thomas.
went, yeah, it's shrank.
Jonas.
It's just
Nick.
a sliver now.
Congratulations. A couple of things you've learned from sort of these doors and these statues is it tells you that this lock is soul-bound. So not only is it magical, but it's bound to someone's soul. Right? It's not... your magics are going to probably not get you through this door. It's undeniably, it's undoubtedly locked with magic at this point.
Yeah.
But with your 26, you've also noticed that there's magic coming from, there's arcana coming from the statues, specifically the eyes of one of them.
Is it the one next to me?
It is.
I would like to know why you are in grief.
Oh, so you're actually asking a specific question. That would be, I think this is an epic question to ask. Let's do an epic roll.
So sad.
Insight. Epic roll.
Oh man.
I still like this tool here. This is
There we go.
big moments. A 20. All right. So as you're standing there, the entire party hears, "She did not want this. She weeps again." And from the other statue you hear, "We stood beside her once. Now we stand in her way." And Nick, you see one of the eyes in that statue is some sort of a gem, and it pulses sort of with the heartbeat and rhythm. So, you're right up next to it, and you're just seeing it go boom, boom, boom. You can almost feel it, right, every time it pulses. Your insight picks up an incredible amount of sorrow. There's clearly some sort of an emotional cost has happened with this Lich, this guardianship. This wasn't free. There was consequences, right? So everything about this has felt just very heavy, and you almost, as your insight almost makes you feel sad, right? It's like when you're scrolling TikTok and it's pretty funny, and then you get to that one give food to Africa sort of a thing, or a sad cat that's been abused, right? Like, it's that moment you weren't really expecting it, right? But you have suddenly just this deep empathy for this Lich.
Mm-hmm.
Have it in the heart.
In your heads, you all hear, your blood is warm. Her heart once was. And then you hear, even in death, she asked us not to hate. I like Fabia's furrowed brow.
So she... Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, Karen, you're thinking, I want to hit something. When am I going to hit something? Can I hit something?
I don't know. I think I want to know about Sad Lady.
I'm trying to figure out how to formulate the
It's hard to
question.
concentrate because Nick, in your head again, you all hear, he chose eternity, she chose to stand against it.
So wait. He chose eternity, she chose to stand against it. Because
Does that mean one of the statues is like holding the door shut?
yes, so I think one of the eyes in the statue will allow us somehow to open the door. But I don't want to just reach for it.
You're
I mean,
good with balls though, dude. This is your jam.
You hear, in your heads, you all hear, this door will open, but not without cost. Two entered, only one left, and she was colder than when she arrived.
Two into one left. She was colder than.
So she's already used an eye.
What was that?
She already. So in order to, so I would say that probably all of the power that the Lich ever wanted is probably in this room. But in order to get in there, she had to use one of the eyes of the statues. Which, she has all of this power, but she can't go anywhere with it. Because the door's locked. She had to give up her soul for it. So now we have to use her soul to open the door.
The gem remembers. So do we. I assume I'm echoey. I'm trying to,
Yes.
I'm trying to bring
Yes.
a little flavor to the game without annoying people.
I mean, do I need to roll anything for that? Am I on the right track with that? Like,
Well, you've wandered around. So can you sum it up?
well,
Be
essentially,
specific.
like, so I think if we use one of these eyes, it's like I'm like getting there. I'm almost there, I think. But if we use one of the eyes, the only option we have is to dispatch her. If we can't, we're gonna be locked in this room too.
All right. And you want to know if you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Anyone else in on this, or is it just Nick?
Oh, this is Malok's jam.
Well, what kind of a check is it? Then I'll let you know.
So it's insight because he's trying to he's sort of been thinking out loud and he's trying to decide if like he's on the right track.
I'll be on it too.
All right.
Okay, I'll have you roll separate then. Go ahead, Nick. Roll your dice. 22, and then this is for Bing. This is a 17. It's good that you're both doing this. You can try a little bit. Oh, nailed it. Just by a nip. So Nick, you're not on the right track.
Well, all right then.
You sort of think through sort of what you've heard, and these have continued to come your way. Even as I speak. Do you seek justice or absolution? You strike blindly, as he once did. So these, each of them keep saying things to you, and it's not adding up to a trap. It's not adding up to you're stuck there. It's adding up to something. Something has gone wrong here, and you're hearing echoes. Your insight, you're hearing echoes of what's happened in the past, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to have you roll an epic roll, and I'm going to have the whole party do it. So let me add everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then who am I missing? I think that's it. Yes. And this is in investigation. No, this would be Arcana. And it's a 18. Show DC. Epic roll.
Oh yeah.
Remember when you guys had to roll like 6s?
Oh,
Dude, brutal roll.
Oh, who the fuck critted?
I'll just crit that real quick.
The wizard. Oh, and a fumble.
Oh God.
All right, who fumbled? Noodle. The noodle. All right, Nick.
Dude.
You're 29, which is, nothing to sneeze at. This is magical. This is a memory gem, right? And it's in sort of arcane crystal that seems to be attuned to this Lich's most personal and final memory, right? Her last attempt to plead with his Clavius before he severed what was left of his mortal self. It's not a traditional scrying or a vision item, but it sort of was infused with a single momentous emotional imprint. And you're getting a lot of that. Like, there's a lot of things around that feels like you're walking through the Hall of Presidents at Disney, which we should totally go to on Thursday. Oh, by the way, we're going to Disney together in a couple days.
Yeah.
For those who didn't know. Well, when you don't have a job, I mean, you spend a bunch of money at Disney. Anyway, I'm sure you'll get a call
And
about
your
that.
daughter is performing. That
Yes,
is the
my
more
daughter is
important
performing.
Part.
Oh wow.
Remember, Mark, when we went to Florida, we rode the bus. I had my first kiss with the girl, Paula Hoover. Thank you, Paula. On a bus at 2:00 in the morning. Very weird way to wake up as a teenager. But anyway, that better not happen to my daughter.
Those damn kids.
I think back, by the way, side note, I think back to the shit that I had already done at their age, and it blows my fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
A friend that I will not name on YouTube and I had already gotten high and rolled a Jeep. 7th grade.
My man.
I have no right to be a parent.
Yeah.
And Mark never did find his stash, or did you?
I did.
Found it yesterday.
No, so the
This
whole
is a good
thing
story.
was-
You should do the side.
So I had a decent sized stash of weed. And this was, we were in high school. By the way, Tom, this is what Tom used to do to me. So we went. I don't know if you guys know what CCD is, but it's basically like Sunday school, but on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
And
It's
The
Catholic.
reluctant teens.
Yes.
It's Catholic school.
yeah, and our our CCD was at the chief of police's house.
Oh yeah. There we go.
And so we would get high before we went. As you do.
Yeah.
But Tom would mess with me while all of this is going on. It's like, Mark, he knows. He's staring at you. Oh my God.
I'm not a particularly good friend. You guys may have picked up on that.
Trying to get you to trip balls
Yes.
and just lose your mind
freak
at
out
the chief
with
of police's house.
Paranoia. Yes.
Oh boy.
But
Oh,
anyway,
good times.
so I was very high, and I hid my stash, and then like I could not remember where I had put it.
Oh no.
And like this is like my dad had said basically, like, if I ever catch, find out that you've been smoking pot, I will kick you out of the house.
Yeah.
And so I spent like the next month like just on edge.
Where
Like,
the fuck?
are they looking at me weird? Like, did
Yeah,
mom
right.
find it, or until the next time that I got high, and then I remembered where I put
Yeah. It's the Gilligan's Isle medical solution, right? Like,
it.
coconut hits you in the head, you forget. Coconut hits you in the head again, you remember.
Yes. I love it.
Now, our parents were slightly different because my friends went, we all went to, my dad lived on Lake Michigan, we all went up to the lake, and Damon said, do you mind if I smoke? And my dad's like, no, go ahead. And we were in high school. And I, of course, thought he was going to pull out a cigarette because we all smoked cigarettes because we were stupid. And he pulled out a joint and began to smoke. And that was my friends for you. And my dad grabbed it, took it, and said, this is shit. And then went in the house and grabbed the biggest doobie I've ever seen in my life. And one hit, like we've been smoking for years, and one hit laid out everybody, for the night. They just laid out. And the next day they went on our boat and took a hit, and then just spent the rest of the day laid out on the boat. It was the craziest thing. And Cliff is like, my daughter's here, so I'm going to shut up now.
But
anyway, this was not part of the campaign. You found yourself. There seems to be some sort of a memory gem. And from that Arcana, it looks like you can probably take it. And if you want to learn more about it, you're gonna have to hold it. But it's an interesting gem, right? Because it's almost like a what is it? A speak and spell, right? Where you pull the string and it's like, this is a cow, moo. But like these are like memories from this lich, which, by the way, through all of this, you have learned her name is Valicia.
Alicia?
So her name is Vaelice. Vaelice.
Vaelice.
So what you gonna do?
We play the memories more. We have a gem player.
Yeah, let's do it.
Memories.
You don't.
Like corner of my mind.
You don't need a gem player. You know just handling the gem would give you memories, Nick, just from your 29.
Okay.
Handle it.
All right. I will.
Can you reach it?
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bless on Mr. Laylock.
Yeah, please.
Do you need to lift up? Do you need me to hold you up?
Yeah. Uppies. Uppies.
Or do you want Zippy to grab it?
No, I do not want Zippy to grab it. Absolutely not.
What about me?
Because he really wants to grab it. You may have to fight him for it.
We do not want.
He's been mesmerized by these statues since we came down.
Yeah, we do not want the little Zippy to crit on his evil. Yeah, I will just kind of like hike up and just kind of like grab the gem.
All right. So you put your fingers on each side of the gem, and it doesn't take much prying. It's almost as if it was sort of magnetic. It just sort of pops into your hand. Right. It is now in your inventory. It should be. Check it out.
Yep.
And hold on. As you pick up the gem, your brain just sort of flashes with some memories. This vision ripples into your mind, into the mind of not just you, but the entire party. There's like no light, no projection, only this sort of replay where you see Vaelice. She stands in a frostlit chamber, begging his Clavius not to proceed, and her voice sort of breaks. And then it flashes again, and he's not arguing. He just turns away, right? And sort of a crown of bone begins to form in his shadow. So like you see his shadow on the wall, and just sort of you see this.
Yeah, right,
just sort of coming out, and then flashing some more, and you hear her voice crack, and she's like, "If I cannot stop you, then I will guard you until someone can." And then sort of subtle fades and right in on her face, and there's just silence, and a single tear just sort of starts to fall from her eye and just like freezes in place.
And that's what I'm holding.
Yep, that's and then the little thing pops up, and to replay, tap twice. No.
It's like the
Next
Netflix.
video.
Are you still watching this?
Right. And again, the guards sort of change some of their tone, and I will guard you what you become, right? And sort of the sentinels, they don't move because they're statues, but it's almost as if they sort of stand taller, right, when she says that.
So is this her lair or his?
Well,
Ooh, that's a question for
Yeah.
the party, or is that just you?
In general?
no. So, from what I'm reading of this gem, it does not.
While Nick explains, go ahead and roll in the chat, Fabia.
So, Vaelice's final memory is essentially trying to reason with his Clavius, which all of that is done in vain. So instead, what she does essentially what Tom said, which is, well, if you won't, if
That doesn't answer my question. Is it his lair or hers?
it's his
But your
lair.
insight check will. So based on what Nick has said and what you've sort of learned, and honestly, what you've learned in the previous level, right? Not the things that you didn't learn there, but other things. This was her space, right? There was something between the two of them. You've not quite sussed it out, but just from that exchange, there was something between the two of them, right? And this was sort of her space, and whatever has happened, it was bad enough that she decided, even as a lich, right? Maybe trying the path of redemption. Maybe she hadn't turned all the way. Who knows yet, right? But she wanted to protect not necessarily others from him, but also maybe him from others.
Yeah.
So you haven't quite decided which way to go. Now, Nick, the gem, as Fabi is sort of talking about this, you're looking down at this gem, and it's like a teardrop shaped shard of sort of arcane crystal. It's cloudy with swirls of violet and pale blue, and as you move it around and hold it closer to your heart, it sort of thrums with a quiet sorrow, right? And this gem specifically remembers one moment, and it will not let that moment be forgotten. But you do notice as you move it close to the statues and away from the statues, it pulses at a different rate.
I wonder if you bring the. What do you think we should do with the gem?
Yeah, I think. I'm
Break
wondering
it.
if. Yeah, right. I'm wondering if, because the other one isn't glowing, right? You said the other statue did not have. There was only one statue.
They were both glowing, but only one had a gem.
Right.
We remember what she tried to forget. Leave your weapons, bring your truth.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to be Billy, you guys. That was supposed to be echoey. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I should do a different voice. I don't think the cathedral works very well. I can't hear it, but I don't know if it's the effect I'm going for. I'll try something else next time.
I thought it sounded really good. It was kind of awesome.
The
Oh, here we
first
go. Here's a
one.
different one.
One fells, the other burns colder. The door opens for understanding, not strength.
Okay. I don't know that we quite fully understand the situation between the two liches then. They clearly loved each other, or one of them loved the other enough to try and reason with them and not turn, or realize the error in their ways of becoming a lich and keep the other one from turning. And if they were to turn, then they were like, well, if you're not going to listen to me, then I will make sure that you can't, whatever power you may want to seek and use to destroy anything, you won't be able to get out at all.
So, on a side note, the quest, the Throne of the Ice Lich quest, has now been enabled. You've accomplished one of the 3 things you need to accomplish, and I just thought I'd let you know that.
Ooh, let's go to the new tab at the top. Ooh, the Throne of the Ice. We gotta unlock her past.
Where are you seeing this?
It's under the tab at the top, and it's called
Oh,
Quests.
It's in your tray. If you go to your tray on the left.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
And
you can have one quest
there's
pinned at a
5
time,
tabs
so
now. There's 5
Yeah, I'll make the
tabs.
tabs.
I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll make
yeah.
the tabs better at some point.
Dude, we never helped the Flintstown daughter. feel bad.
Oh wait, actually, I think you did.
I wonder. Let's continue on and see what's maybe behind this door over here.
Yeah. One, Nick, real quick. Did you guys do way back in the first season? You guys did the farm, right, where you went to the Goblin Cave?
Yes.
All right. Well, then you did that one. Look at that.
Flintstone solder.
Boom.
All
Yeah.
right.
I will just go ahead and complete it for you. You'll have 2 complete quests then.
Come on, surprise experience. From 4 years ago. I'm just kidding.
I wrote a look. It's not done yet, but I wrote a little AI that would crawl the entire campaign and pull all of the quests for me, right, and sort of package them up because I'm lazy as fuck. But anyway, yeah. So that was when it pulled from season 1.
How well did that work out?
You're looking at them.
Nice.
I mean, some tweaking for sure, but you know.
What door do you
well.
want to open?
This one over here to the far end of the hallway.
All right, let's get down here, people. Do we perception check the side of the door?
Did you want to?
I think we should. I thought I'm just gonna open it with Nick in front of it.
Let me close this. All right. So perception, is it who's doing the perceiving?
I will be. Yeah.
The 2 of you are close enough. I'll let you both do it. Perception coming your way. Roll selected. You and you.
Oh,
And
Bobby slipped in there.
You did.
all right, I'll add Fabia then too. All right, and difficulty class 12, and we say request roll.
Passed. Got it. Oh, no. Bobby did not pass, but that's okay. 2 out of 3.
Nope, 2 out of 3. Yeah, you passed. Door is not locked. Door is not trapped. What do you guys get? A 21 was the highest. Let me verify something. Yeah, you don't hear anything specifically. And Nick opens the door. And what does Nick see? Nick sees this.
Come on, get in here, people.
Yeah, so this is the remnants of a small study. It sort of lies in chaos. There's splintered furniture, shattered shelving, as if there was some sort of a fight, maybe. And curling scraps of parchment buried beneath frost and dust. Faint traces of magic hang in the air. Ooh. Brittle as the frozen paper scattered across the floor. Sorry, I have popcorn in my throat. Anywho, something here once mattered very deeply. You can tell there's a smell of ink and decay. It clings to the air with old secrets. A lot of secrets in this level. And there's half-finished sketches lie under cracked glass orbs, preserved in ice like forgotten thought. Right? You know, Vailais fought to find a path out of darkness, and this room was her last attempt. The magic here stings like a memory, lashing out at those who stir the past. And in your heads, you all hear, "Why did you not destroy it? You knew."
Why did you destroy what?
I'll give you a...
Is there anything left in this study for us to pick up on?
Ooh, that sounds like an investigation.
Yeah.
Roll and group investigation. It has to be an investigation. Please roll investigation.
Karen.
Nice.
Kieran's the winner so far. Winner, chicken dinner. Noodle, not so much.
Oh, we failed.
Oh man. All right, so Kieran and Nick.
Yeah.
So Kieran, you know, you're rifling through some things. Hold on, I'm gonna expand this out a little bit.
Little Zippy got a 17.
He did. He just didn't find anything. So Yeah, there's a shattered cabinet. Like it contains ruined scrolls, and Nick, you find on that cabinet as you're sort of kicking it, you hear something sort of shake, and it's sort of hollow, and you jiggle, and you realize that one of the drawers is sort of like lodged against the floor, and but you're convinced there might be something in it.
Okay. Can I lift the cabinet, or is it too
You
heavy?
bend over and you're like, yeah, and just about crap your pants, and you think, no, I need a Karen or a Skylar.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's something in here. You guys mind help me lift this up? I feel like one of them just grabs it with one hand and just lifts it up.
Yeah.
They're like, you mean this?
Who's it gonna be?
You got it. You know, I love to see you flex your muscles, Karen.
Karen's
like any
right
chance
there.
to. Yeah.
All right, so
man in front of the men.
all right, so Karen, without breaking a sweat, just like comes over, works her hand under the cabinet and lifts it up, and then this drawer just sort of falls down, and out from it rolls a wand.
Oh.
Would you like to pick up said wand?
I think Nick Maylock should.
Yeah.
All right, you pick it up.
Oh.
I'm gonna have you roll an Arcana,
Mm-hmm.
an epic roll for Mr. Maylock. Beat a 14. You guys are killing your rolls. You guys must have, like, when you leveled up, gotten a ridiculous number of buffs that I just was not ready for. Everyone's rolled in like 19s and 29s. So, yeah. So there's you find this frozen wand, and there's a sort of necromantic shielding sort of embedded in the frozen wand. And this wand is, because of your check, a wand of detect thoughts. So it's ornate, it's carved, it has crystal, it has ivory, because everyone loves ivory. Its surface is sort of rimmed with frost, right? And through the brittle, a little bit brittle to the touch, it pulses with sort of this latent psychic energy. And it seems to have like 2 charges and regains 1d2 plus 1 charges at dawn. And it can detect thoughts, DC 13. But it may be used to interact with sort of emotional or psychic remnants throughout this level, you think. Right? So it's something that's almost like, when you go through Alcatraz and you have on the headphones, it's like, in this cell, Bob had a rough day. That sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And everyone who lived in the Bay Area has at one point had someone visit them and had to go to fucking Alcatraz.
I love
That was us. That was us. We visited.
Yep, sure was.
You made it.
And Nick, as you pick this up, you think to yourself, the cold lingers on this handle, and so do the thoughts it once held.
Huh.
Deep level, you guys. Deep fucking level.
Deep cold thoughts.
Right.
Can I?
Did Karen find anything?
Yes, but I'm getting to her next.
Okay.
So just we're done with Nick's.
I'm done for now. I'll be done for now. Let's move on with Karen, and then I'll continue on with my detect thoughts.
All right. So you drop down. Karen just drops the cabinet. You hear it crash, and it woof of not dust but frost just sort of like flutters up, and that frost rolls across this desk and pushes a piece of paper gently off, and it lands on the floor in front of you, Karen.
What the hell?
That's our warning that we have 20 minutes left.
What kind of David Blaine, David Copperfield ass shit is going on in this room? Just kidding.
We'll pick up the paper.
All right. Let me give it to you in your inventory. Boom. You should find There it is. Phylactery diagram. So this paper is brittle and it's sort of covered in sort of ink-blotted notes and arcane annotations. At the center of this is this rough diagram. It's a skull-shaped glass vial bound in a silver, filigree. It's housed inside this small rune-marked wooden box. Notes in what appear to be Valesia's hands detail sort of containment runes and preservation sigils, along with sort of fragments of regret. This confirms something that you'd heard earlier that Noodle, if she were here, would say, I knew that, was that this is describing Asclepius's phylactery. Right, these are her notes on the phylactery.
That's how we kill the Lich, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So this is what we're looking for.
Can we copy this into our notes?
Karen can. Because Karen has the item in her inventory.
Oh.
She has a diagram. But I will also Command C. And then I go into your notes. And hit edit. Oops, no, I can't. I'm not in your notes.
I copy the content from the thing.
Yeah, you can copy it and put it into your notes. I don't have to do that for you. Yeah.
Good idea. I'm asking, how do I copy it?
Oh, shit. You can't, it doesn't let you copy it?
No, I can't select it or anything.
How about if I put it here in the chat?
That I can't select.
There you go. So, yeah, this study, you picked up this study once served as Belisi's, I have to pronounce her name consistently, Belisi. Her desperate attempt to sort of save his Clavius from his fate. You know, the notes you're seeing, the sketches you're seeing, these weren't schemes against his Clavius. These were clearly schemes to save him.
Should we go through the other door at the end?
What do you mean by save?
From becoming the Lich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, her notes, what you learned in your memories, Nick, and probably make a note of this, is that she had an opportunity to destroy him, to destroy his phylactery, but did not, right? Because of some reason. And these are a lot of her notes, right? You know, it's everything in this room screams, I should have shattered it.
Yeah.
But she didn't. All right.
Should we try to go through the other door?
Yeah, I think so.
Fun.
Do we even
I'm assuming you're going to want to do a perception.
Perceptionist, baby. We got
We'll do a
3
party
up here.
perception.
Look, Bobby is getting up in the action.
I did a party. It's fine.
Nah, I didn't perceive shit.
Never did though. God, it doesn't. Oh, we might make it. Go new. Oh no. Damn, little zippy.
Oh, zips.
Fumble. Well, if this
There's
was a
the
group
one.
roll, you would have failed. But because this was not a group roll, at least Noodle and Karen and Bing. You don't hear anything. You don't sense any traps. It is a little colder as you've made your way north. So you know there's definitely a lot more frost on this doorknob.
Yeah.
But it doesn't appear to be locked and it doesn't appear to be trapped.
Can you hear sound?
Well, Nick opened the door, so it does not matter.
Good job, Nick.
And you know what Nick found? He found the Hall of Frost Mirrors, right? This narrow corridor widens into a softly raised alcove where a single ornate mirror dominates the back wall. Its silvery frame is wreathed in frost. Its surface ripples faintly, like disturbed water under ice. At a glance, it reflects your image, but then something shifts. The angles of your face change. Expressions are not your own. A glimpse shows Valis and his Clavius at peace, then flickers to something colder and darker. The air hums with unspent magic, resonating with the ache of what if. So this mirror doesn't just reflect, it remembers. With its frozen sheen lies the shadows of lost futures, the echoes of choices made in sorrow. And, you know, in your heads you hear, you cannot undo what was broken, but you will break more to reach it. And that gem, it pulses like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just is like boom, 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 boom.
Let me. I would like to try and take it over to one of the mirrors to see if maybe it affects it. Maybe this mirror. Or where are the mirrors? Are they on like these little?
They line the walls. There's more than one. There's a whole tapestry. But my question for you all is this the place to stop for the evening? Stephen has gotten progressively more sideways.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm pushing on if you want. It's up to you. I think this is the single most amount of progress you guys have ever made in one session.
Yeah.
We need to check for clues in this room too.
Yeah.
Is my spy notes thing still relevant?
Yeah.
Can I cast spy notes?
Sure. And what does it remind me what spy notes does?
Yeah, no, you remind me. Hang on.
Tells us everything we want to know.
Yes.
This is a spy's hidden notes containing critical information about the dungeons and layouts, or dungeons, layout, and secrets of the mines. A DC 17 investigation will tell you for an area if there are notes.
All right.
On a successful roll survival to see which.
17. And this is an investigation, right? Oh, whoops, sorry, ignore that. That was not for the party. I pushed the wrong button. So it's Karen, it's a DC 17, and it's investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I made it really easy to roll party rolls, which makes it easy to make oopsies.
Womp. Okay.
Yeah.
No spy notes.
Unclear. But you are welcome to investigate if you guys want to investigate.
Yeah.
Do I notice
Always.
with the pulsing? This will be my investigation. I don't think I'm going to investigate this room, but with that 20, maybe I will investigate. No. With the pulsing, do I sense any sort of memories that are sticking out from the gem more so than others being in this room?
You're getting flashes. You're getting flashes of their inner exchanges. So you're seeing, you're seeing them falling in love, for instance, when they were much younger, right? You're seeing them, on a lake, in a boat, right? You're seeing them fighting over something. You're seeing a glass of wine thrown against the wall, right? You're seeing frustration. You're seeing him looking angry and her looking tearful. Lots of flashes.
And under the montage is Queen's Under Pressure playing the whole time.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. But then you realize much too late that it's actually Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah, right.
No.
Come on, it was topical.
All right.
Anyway, investigation. Karen, Skylar, and Nick in the chat.
Yeah.
On it,
It's
baby.
up one chat window.
Oh, that's the one where you. I thought we were. That's the one we were doing.
I don't know.
Bad investigation.
I did not. Bad investigation. Bad.
That's
All right,
bad.
so let's see what you find. So first is Fabia. Fabia, you find a scroll.
Oh,
Ooh.
I know. Nick's like, what? A scroll?
man.
And it's tightly rolled and it's sort of sealed with wax in the shape of a weeping eye. It's cold to the touch, yet humming with divine revenants. We have to roll on Arcana to find out what it does. Did you want to take it? Or did you want to phone a friend?
I'll roll the Arcana for you if you like.
I would phone a friend because I don't have good Arcana.
Are you keeping it?
Yes.
All right, so Fabia's keeping it, but she's going to phone a friend, so I'm going to have, let's make this fucking epic, Mr. Nick.
Yeah.
And remove her. Nick. Boom. And we say Arcana. What does it have to be? It has to be Arcana. Okay. That number. Start it. So Nick, you've seen this scroll, especially the sort of the etching or the I want to say embalming, but that's not the right word.
Emboss.
The wax seal, the embossing.
Yeah.
Thank you. The wax seal. You know, this allows the casting of legend lore to uncover deep truths about a person, a place, or an object tied to either, his Clavius or Velis. Right. Now these scrolls can be attached to other people, but this one is attached specifically to the two of them. Right. And you know that truth waits beneath the surface if you dare call it by name. Right. So Fabia, I will give this to you. Nick, you share with Fabia that once you use the scroll, that's the end of that.
Yep.
And he drops it into her inventory. And then the other person who won, big winner, chicken dinner, was Noodle. I believe, right?
Yes.
Yes, Noodle. Yes. So sticking out of behind of one of the mirrors is this sort of scrap of parchment. The handwriting is delicate, but looks very urgent. And I'm just going to pass this to Noodle, and then let Noodle decide what she shares with the group. And look in your inventory, Noodle. You can do a search if you want. It's called Hidden Mirror Note. Hidden Mirror Note.
Whoa. Hold on. It's like I consume? Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
Mine is under consumables too.
Okay. Torn scrap of parchment hidden in the ice-rimmed frame of the great mirror. The handwriting is delicate but urgent. References the location of Hisclavius' phylactery and Velis' possessive knowledge of the key. The box is hidden in his library, but the key was mine, always mine.
Have we been to his library? Do we have this box?
You would know that you do not. And you also know, because of your wayfinding, that there's 2 levels left. One of them, you have the plans to fast track through it. And the last one is Hisclavius. Or is it?
All right.
Right. So, every time one of you looks in the mirror, you either see a flash of Hisclavius and I've learned his name. I gotta learn hers.
Velis.
Velis. Velis.
Bailey's not-
Some exchange between the two of them, but sometimes you see your past. So not just theirs, but sometimes you see your past. Karen, you see some dark moment that involves the Harpers, and it makes your blood just go cold. Noodle sees flashes of her parents. Nick, you see flashes of yourself being entrusted with a very important secret. Bobby, I don't remember. I don't remember your backstory. Right?
I called it the dragon.
That's right. Yes. All roads lead to Black Cult. And Bing, you see some pretty uncomfortable scenes involving a church.
Yeah.
Now, Skylar, you fall asleep watching television in a hotel room.
Television, I'm just laying here.
Do we want to go through this door or go up?
Oh yeah, the side door kind of by Cyrus.
Yeah.
I think we should go up because I think that may lead us into.
I want to get out of the room with these mirrors, so.
Stephen, just remember that the charges will show up on your hotel bill.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
He was just combing his hair in the bathroom, guys. Leave him alone.
Are we perceiving the door?
You see that it's a door.
No, really?
Did you want to perceive it?
Yeah.
You guys crack me up because you guys always perceive doors as opposed to investigate them.
Jesus H. Christ.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Nick,
like,
you're not even convinced it's a door.
Yep. What is this?
Why is there a doorknob on a wall, or what is it
Yeah.
on the wall there?
You guys are dumb.
I think it tells a lot about us if you look at us like on a Myers-Briggs personality chart.
Yeah.
Right.
Perceiving versus
Right.
perceiving versus.
Nothing. It's a door.
Jeez.
So this is a little corridor. It's carved from dark, cracked stone.
We'll bunk here
the
for
walls
the
are
night.
the walls are sort of etched with faded glyphs that once blaze with a purpose. It's a quiet magic hangs in the air. It's very small, but it's pretty oppressive. Your footsteps seem more muffled than normal, and the symbols along the walls sort of glow faintly. As you approach that door, Nick, that gem goes like bum 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 bum. Yeah. So this, as the narration says, this seems like a very purposeful sort of air gap between two areas.
Which door?
North.
You're right.
And we
in
have
front of
we have 1 minute. Did you guys want to stop here, or do you want to continue? Oh, wait a minute. Let's do it this way. I prefer if we just say
us. Vote.
vote.
Actually, yeah.
I'm like the only if I pass out.
I think Skylar's almost there.
At least.
And close vote.
No.
Stop now.
Damn, I didn't expect
Now-
that.
Now, to be fair, I've been offering it for the last half hour, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I can read the room. All right. So, you guys have made incredible progress through this level, right? You guys have found yourself on what is that? Oh, it's the time up. It's timer's done. You have found yourself in sort of the Ice Lich level. It is every corner seems to be emblazoned or frozen, I suppose, with memories and flashes of the past, and there's a lot of sorrow. You do see joy in the mirror, like don't let that be lost on you. You saw a lot of joy in the mirror, but it was always offset by tragedy. you have found a gem that sort of indicates memories or when things are happening. You have found yourself a scroll and a wand, right? You've abandoned one rod, and we'll pick up here when we next play.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Any questions
Thank
or
you.
comments?
I can't play next week, remember? So don't do anything fun.
So make
No
it like this
promises.
week.
Oh, this was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm playing. This was, I think, we haven't had a narration heavy session in a while, so
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think since the festival. You remember the festival in the Seacomer?
Oh, that was fun.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the last narration heavy episode we had. But anyway, and this wasn't shopping, sorry. But you found some good
yeah.
stuff. All right. So when we next play, we'll pick up here. Thank you, everyone. See you online.
All
Cheers.
See you later. Bye.
Game,
Right.
y'all.
Night all. Have a good night.